right, what is up, everybody? ODC is here and back with another live review. These are always fun to do. I enjoy them. I enjoy doing them with you all. And yeah, I'll wait for some people to trickle in live. For those of you that are watching this live, if you're watching this on playback after I've shot this live, you can simply fast forward to the good stuff if you want to, you know. But as promised, I am here. I am here a little bit later than I. Oh boy, I just knocked everybody over. Um, Working with old soda Street Fighter figures, feet kind of suck when they're loose. Anyway, here a little bit later than expected, but I am here nonetheless. I had some, adulting to do. We had to do some grocery shopping. It took a little bit longer than we expected, and also grocery shopping on a Sunday is hectic. Let me get this friggin' stupid dog hair out of here. All right. But I hope you guys had a really nice weekend. I'm pretty excited. I was pretty excited to get these two in the mail. Picked them up from Amazon. Amazon just shipped them out ASAP. I usually pre-order through Amazon or Big Bad Toy Store, and whichever one gets it first, I usually just cancel the other one. So that's usually how that works for me, at least. But yeah, this should be a fun review. Let me get my situation situated over here. Get some. There we go. Do that. All right. Give it another 30 seconds and then I'll get started. Probably start with, I don't know. Who should we start with? I don't know. First person to comment gets to pick who we're going to start with. Big Boa or Quick Kick? Right now I'm just kind of making some room. I specifically put a bunch of figures up here for comparisons and stuff like that, and now everything is clogged to the the table here. And if I move too many people, one will bump into the other, and then it'll cause a big domino effect. So. But I hope you all are, like I said, I hope you are all, let me check the chat. Don't be shy. Say hi in the chat. And the first person, like I said, to comment which figure they want that I should start with tonight will be the first one I start with tonight. So pick your choice of Big Boa or Quick Kick. What is going on over here? Oh, this is so annoying. When you want something to do a specific thing and it doesn't do that thing, it's like, what extra is this action figure doing that it won't stand up? Anyway. Okay, so we've got Big Boa here. Looking pretty cool. Looking pretty snazzy. And we've got Quick Kick over there. He's kind of meditating amongst himself. Quick Kick comes with a ton of accessories, including the two hands that he already is equipped with. The head. He comes with an extra head with a chewing face, a chocolate bar, which if you get the chocolate bar reference, there you go. I do. The throwing star, or the shuriken. We have two pistol gripping hands in case you want to have them with a pistol or whatever, assault rifle, whatever. We have two chopping hands, a backpack, and we have two bladed weapons, swords, whatever you want to call them, katana, whatever specific name. I am not a swordsmith, so I don't know. I don't know the specific terminology for specific bladed weapons. I'm not a bladed weapon aficionado. So if someone wants to please let me know in the comments below what they are officially called. And then with Big Boa here, we've got a lot less accessories. He does come with an extra head, which I love this head, and I'll get to why I like this head so much. The 2 extra hand taped fist hands with blood on them, actually. I think this might be the first accessory that we got through the classifieds line that actually has blood on it, which is surprising for a company like Hasbro. Because they normally don't do blood and stuff like that. I know Mattel won't do that stuff with WWE figures, and they probably should. And then we've got 2, what is it, 90-pound weights right here, that's pretty crazy. 90 pounds for weights. So who wins the accessory pool? I would say Quick Kick does by a landslide. He comes with 2 swords. It's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12 accessories, including the hands he's equipped with. I guess if you want to consider the other head, 13, but you don't really, I guess you don't really include the head that he comes with. So just what's right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 accessories, where Big Boa only has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 accessories. So they could have just, I feel like the budget was still there. They could have still given him his G.I. Joe punching bag that says Joe on it, you know? They still could have fit that in there. I mean, there's more than enough room in the packaging for it. And you only gave him 5 accessories, so why not just go for the gusto, you know? But anyway, I digress, I guess. A lot of people would prefer, that this head was not included, and they wish the punching bag was included instead. And I have to say, no, I'd rather have the unmasked head, because the original Big Boa was supposed to be Rocky Balboa, and it was supposed to be Sly Stallone. And that's kind of what this is supposed to symbolize, is that kind of original idea of getting the license to Sly, even though they couldn't, and they still haven't been able to. Like they did in the past with Sergeant Slaughter. He's a wrestler. And then you've got Roddy Piper. He was a Iron Grenadier. And then you would have had Rocky Balboa as the trainer for the Joes, which I thought would have been pretty cool. But I almost feel like if they were to do that character, he would have been on the Joe side. He would have been a Joe trainer, not a Cobra trainer, I would think. But anyway, I digress. I guess it doesn't matter. Because you think of Rocky Balboa, and you certainly don't think of him as a friggin' terrorist, for God's sake. He's the best underdog story of all time, besides, well, I would say him and Rudy, you know. But Rudy was was a real person, so a little bit different there. But Quick Kick is pretty cool. I was never a huge fan of Quick Kick, just because I'm like, you couldn't give my man a shirt and some shoes, you know? Oh, and there goes my dog. He's barking. Oh, Dusty. Oh, Dusty. It's like, Dad, where are you? What are you doing? If you have a Great Pyrenees, then you know my struggle. Oh, boy. My girlfriend's outside doing a bonfire, so I'm in here. We'll have to just deal with the dog barking a little bit. That's okay. It's not going to kill us, right? We'll be all right. But anyway, I digress. Yeah, I wasn't a huge Quick Kick fan. I never had Quick Kick as a kid. I had him a little bit later on in my later teens, I want to say. I finally picked him up, and then I don't think I've ever owned Big Boa. This is my first Big Boa. I still don't own Big Boa. Unfortunately, and I wanted him as a kid. I remember my sister was in high school, and she always had this one boy that would I guess hit on her all the time. He was like, "Oh, I have all these G.I. Joes," and she was like, "Oh, would you trade with my brother? He loves G.I. Joe." And he's like, "No, I'm not trading any of my G.I. Joes." She's like, "Why'd you bring it up then?" fucking asshole. Anyway, that's just a story, I guess, on its own. But I always wanted him, never ended up getting him. So, um, yeah. Let me know in the comments below, though. Like I said, I'll leave it open to you guys which one you want me to start with here. I'm just kind of shooting the breeze before we get going here officially. So I know we're 10 minutes in, but this is a live stream. So I usually try to, you know, take my time with these and enjoy the discourse while we're doing these reviews. So let me know in the comments which one. If I don't get an answer, then I guess I'll just pick. But I'm trying to leave it up to you guys. I wish I could put a poll in here so you guys could just pick. I wonder if I can. There's new options in here. Boop. Nope, can't do that. Yeah, I don't want to mess with something. I'll have to figure that out later. But yeah. All right. Well, I guess we'll just start with Quick Kick here since he's got the most accessories. Like I said, I wasn't a huge Quick Kick fan. Nothing against the character himself. I don't mind the character himself. I just was like, as far as like character designs, he's definitely not my favorite. Don't hate the character or anything like that, like I said, but I just wouldn't want to go. And I always tell my girlfriend this. I'm like, she always wears flip flops everywhere, and I'm like, you know how like inefficient if some shit hits the fan or something like that, how crappy it would be to have to run away from something in flip flops. And that's how I always kind of looked at it with Quick Kick. I'm like, he can really only go on certain missions. Like that's about it. Oh, and I did forget about his 2 nunchucks in the back. So he has a lot more accessories than Big Boa. He's got what he already had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 accessories, and he only gets 5 accessories. That's insane. It's a huge difference. But anyway, I always told myself, like I said, like he can only go. He's very limited. He can only go on very certain missions. You don't want a guy that's got literally no shirt on and no shoes on. I'm like, I was actually kind of hoping that the classifieds, they would have made him more like Pursuit of Cobra, where he at least had like shoes on and a gi, so he had some sort of like shirt covering. I get what they're going for, the kind of traditional look, and they updated a little bit with the pants being different, but I'm like, come on. You could have given him the accessory or shirt as an accessory or something. I don't know. Man, I'm just nitpicking. I know this is a nitpick, and it's probably not that big of a deal to a lot of other people. They probably prefer him like this, but I'm just like, my man needs a shirt. Like, I might get a custom shirt for him or something. I don't know. That's just my personal preference. But anyway, the figure itself, like I said, the face sculpt looks really good. I am very pleased with the face sculpt. That looked good. That looked good. And I'll just do a 360 so you guys can get some good looks at it. But yeah, man, they did a very good job. The belt, here's the belt. Move his arm up. I love the nunchuck holsters on his back. Yeah, I agree, Brian. He needs some shoes, man. Get my man at least some shoes. I always like every time I would look at him, I'd be like, like I hate cold feet. Like I hate having cold feet. It's like a pet peeve I have. Like you will never see me not wearing socks. I'm always wearing socks unless I'm wearing like I don't wear flip flops really unless I'm on the beach. But I'm always wearing socks because I hate getting cold feet. But yeah, this is a very well done, and he's on that smaller body. Like, look how much smaller he is next to Big Boa. He's like teeny, and it's perfect for him, you know? And like, obviously, I still did when I was a kid. I was like, oh man, it looks just like Bruce Lee. And that's what I initially would gravitate towards was, oh yeah, that's friggin' looks like Bruce Lee. Um, and I think that's another reason why I did want him, but there was always that, you know, that underlying thing that I can only use them on certain missions, you know? So anyway, I digress. There's no hole like we did have for whatchamacallit. Who was that? What's wrong with me? Just had him last night. Oh, Duke. So with Duke's bandolier, you had a hole in the back. With this one, you just don't. So it does kind of it gets in the way a little bit, but it's not too bad with the fitment. Let me get this out of there for the backpack. The backpack is just a red plastic. Nothing too insane there, too crazy, you know. Definitely gonna have to go over this with some sort of black paint and just pull out all this sculpt that's just not being really used. It's just a shame that we get new sculpts like this and then we just get just plastic color and that's it. Oh man, it's unfortunate. But the figure itself, like I said, really nice as far as his articulation does go. The head can swivel at a full 360 rotation if you needed to. The head can actually look up better than some other Joes for some reason, even though with the longer hair. Head can look down, and he pretty much has the same range of motion with both heads. They're just the same hair sculpt almost, just a different face. So, but the head can look down about that far. I do wish that these heads could look down further. He does have a little bit of bobblehead syndrome, just a hair, but he can kind of tilt side to side. There's no jive turkeys really, no gobbles. There wasn't really any gobbles yesterday because I didn't forget the gobbles yesterday with Duke, but he didn't really have too many gobbles. Maybe he's got a little gobble. It's like a little. That's about it. But no jive turkeys really. I'll say objectively as far as turkeys go. You know, he can T pose. His arms go down, full 360 rotation in the arm. If you're just tuning in, I just started with quick kick. I haven't even gotten to Big Boa yet, just so you know. The butterfly joints are they're there, but yet again they're kind of hindered. They're not nearly as good as Duke's yesterday, retro Duke's that I did his review of, and I was expecting these to go a little bit further back. I mean, you really want good range of motion with a guy like Quick Kick, and it's just kind of like that's all you get. This and this and this and that, and that's it. I was kind of hoping these would go in further so you could really get those punching poses like really going in, but you kind of have to cheat it, you know, like where the arm is supposed to be like this, instead of being able to get it all the way in further, you kind of have to swivel that and cheat a little bit, which it's not horrible. But I do wish it could have got it in a little bit more, but it's not the end of the world. That's just my personal preference. Arms go up, down. Like I said, full 360 in the arm. He does have a bicep swivel. He has a double jointed elbow. He does have a swivel at the wrist. He has a lateral hinge joint on this side, lateral hinge joint on this wrist as well. He does have a vertical hinge joint on both the pistol gripping hands. On the karate chopping hands, they're both lateral. So only pistol gripping hands with these. So you want to use the swords with these, obviously. Those are really the only hands you can use the swords with. So it's pretty self-explanatory there. But he can crunch forward, which he does not have a diaphragm joint, which I think is better. And he can go back a little bit further. And he can tilt a little bit side to side. He can twist at the waist. He does have drop downs. He can split. He can Van Damme it nicely. That's what he needs to do. Upper thigh swivel. We do have a double jointed knee, which is very nice and fluid. It's not really that stiff. So that's nice. And then he can point the toe. He can swivel the calf also. You can swivel that calf. Pointy toey, pointy heely. We got ankle pivot, 2 peg holes, and a partridge in a pear tree. As far as all that goes with the fundamentals of articulation with Quick Kick. There you go. Like I said, accessory-wise, he comes with, I believe, 12 accessories. Let's count them again, because I just have horrible ADHD. One, and I'm not joking when I say that, I actually do have ADHD. I was diagnosed when I was like 5, I think, or 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there we go. Just confirming one more time. That's all I was trying to do there. Not trying to annoy the shit out of anybody. All right, pop the head off, and then we have this other alternate head, which he is like either trying to woo you or he is trying to like do pouty face or, Chad face. I don't know. A little bit of Chad face, but it's supposed to be signifying him, I believe, chewing the chocolate bar. So there's that. The throwing stars are pretty cool. I don't know how much I use. I don't really use effects like this. It's not that effective of an effect. You can kind of just have it like this and giving off the idea, but it's so small that it's like, I don't know. This was kind of purposeless. I feel like I feel like we could have done without this. Maybe put some tooling into, I don't know, the G.I. Joe punching bag. There we go. That would have been nice. But it's a nice, cute little thing to have, I suppose, if you really like things like that. Let's see. Like I said, the backpack can plug right into his back, just like so. Like I said, it does get in the way a little bit. That's kind of why I wish there was a slot for a hole here. It also keeps the bandolier from moving around. If you slot the peg and then slot this, it would stop this from moving so much. I might just end up dremeling a hole and making a hole myself, just because it'll make everything easier and more fluid, as opposed to me just doing this into the back and then this thing's flopping around constantly on me. So, and it also does help keep the backpack in more efficiently. These swords just slide right in and just pick. It doesn't really matter which way you put them. You can put them any way you want, but they can go in that way, whichever way. And they just peg right in. You can see I already have the nunchucks already pegged into the slots in the back for his belt there. Here is the chocolate bar, and it just fits right into his hand like so. Looking good. And then we have the 2 chopping hands. Choppy. And everything, like I said, fits in. Pull this hand out. It is a little bit of a tighter fit. I try to take my time with these things so they don't snap or break, but I'll just put the pistol gripping hand in. And then I'll put the choppy, the pee-pee hand in. If you know that reference. Any wrestling fans out there? Choppy, the pee-pee? No? You guys are probably like, what the hell is he talking about? Choppy, the pee-pee. There we go. All right. So there, and then we can have one of these in his hand. I just want to see how well these fit. And it is a tight grip, so that's nice. Let's give it the shake test. Yep, not coming out. It is, like I said, a nice tight fit, so that's good. That's good and clean. Nice and clean there. He's posing now. There we go. He's posing for GQ. He's giving you that Chad face, man. I love it. It would have been cool if we got a Bruce Lee, like, whoa, head. That would have been sick. But I don't know. I don't know which head do you guys prefer? Do you prefer the kind of pouty Chad face or the regular face? I think they're both pretty cool on their own right, you know? Maybe you can do this. You can go. Okay, that's enough of that. Oh, I've just degraded myself down to child status. Subs were just lost with that one. Anyway, I like the backpack. I just wish there was a little bit more paint on it. This is a cute reference right here. I love that. Not a big fan of this. I just think it's kind of too small. You should have made them longer if you're going to do that. So I could have done without that. Love the extra head. Love the additional hands. So you're given variety there. I love that. So no issue with the majority of the accessories or anything like that. And like I said, he can hold everything. There's not an issue. Taking a closer look at the bladed weapons, because I don't want to... He's got something on the end there. It almost looks like a snake head or something. No, it's probably like I think it might be like, it looks like it's something with his mouth open. I can't quite make out what it is on the back of or at the end of the handle here. Almost looks like it's either like maybe like a cougar or like a, I don't know, it could be a snake. I don't think it's a snake head though, because that wouldn't really make sense for Quick Kick. Maybe it's like some sort of like cougar or tiger or something like that. I don't know. Maybe somebody knows in the comments below. You can let me know, or if you are watching this live, let me know if I am or what it is. But that is Quick Kick in a nutshell. Well, actually, it's not. He's not in a nutshell. If he was in a nutshell, he wouldn't be standing here. He'd be in a nutshell. Oh, anyway, okay. Oh, gotta pick up this. I'll move that over. Oh God. Okay. Oh, I just need to stretch my leg out. Okay. Now, moving on to Mr. Big Boa here. Big Boa. Like I said, a guy I always wanted to have, or a figure I always wanted to have as a kid, and it just never happened. Maybe I'll have to rectify that and pick him up now that I'm a little bit, just a little bit older now than the old child version of me. Anyway, I kind of have him set up in his more retro traditional look with the helmet on and the gloves on. And I think this is a really nice, well done figure. Simple with design, but that's pretty much his design in general. There's not too much going on as far as, the most complicated looking thing. He is the trainer for Cobra, which is pretty cool. I've always kind of dug characters like that are the trainers. Even what was that episode for? There's a couple episodes of Clone Wars where they kind of focus and the emphasis on the clone trainers, stuff like that. I think that's pretty cool. But anyway, we're talking about G.I. Joe here, not freaking Star Wars. There is the alternate head. A lot of people are not a big fan of this head. I like it. I think it breeds so much character. I also like that it doesn't go over the head, or this helmet would look absolutely humongous to fit over the head. That was another complaint I saw some people complaining about, that it's, just a peg on head, not an actual helmet that goes over the head. And I'm just like, yeah, but the helmet would be huge. It would look way disproportionate to the body if you did something like that. In reality, you don't have to worry about stuff like that. Things are still proportionate, even if, it's not crazily meant to be, but our face also can move around and sink into the helmet. So I don't know. I think it's nice touch that we get the helmet separate. I mean, you could have them hold the helmet too, which is nice, and it still looks good. Whatever you want to do, but I like this head quite a bit. Like I said, it's supposed to bring out that Rocky Balboa look without it being, too close to Sly Stallone. And like I said, I like it quite a bit. And that's pretty much where Big Boa came from, was Rocky Balboa. So, but pretty nice. You can see he's missing a couple teeth, I think. A little bit of toothless aggression there for you. Another reference for wrestling fans out there. Um, he's got like a scar right here on his cheek. Looks pretty cool. He's kind of got that snarl look to him. Looks really good, man. They did a good job on this. And I think it was it with who was it with? Was it with Sarge? No, it wasn't with Sarge. Quick Kick has sculpted. I know this was like a weird thing that people kind of complained about, so I'll just bring it up really quick. People complained that certain other figures did not have nipples, so now they have nipples. Hopefully, everybody in the nipple section will be happy. He has sculpted nipples, no painted nipples, unfortunately. Oh my God, what are we going to do with ourselves now? He has sculpted and painted. So, for all of you nipple fans out there, you'll be happy now. I'm not one that really cares that much, but it's something that I saw was a point of emphasis for some people. Oh my God, nipples! And I'm like, is that really an important thing? I don't know, but okay. You can just remove the hands, just as I just did there. Just pull them off, and then you can put the other hand on, which I really like these bloody hands. And like I said, we don't get too many bloody toy products. Back in the day, he was my interrogator / trainer. Beautiful. I love that idea. Interrogator makes sense too. Hopefully we actually get Interrogator as the character himself too in the future. That would be pretty awesome. I hope they go as deep as possible, because I am definitely all in with the Joes. So I hope they get real obscure with it too. That'd be pretty cool. But yeah, the blood. This is a rarity, man. Big toy companies like this don't do blood anymore. I think this is the only Joe that has any sort of blood or any sort of situation going on there. So Brian, he could definitely be interrogating somebody with these bloody knuckles, not just training. He could be beating the crap out of them bare knuckled, or wrapped fist, whatever you want to call it. Pretty cool though. I like that. I like that quite a bit. So gives a little bit of variety there, and you can also have him training with these with the 90-pound dumbbells. 90 pounds, man. This guy is strong. I'm using like 30-pound dumbbells, and like that shit is. You're supposed to really do. It's cool that you can do 90. This guy can, curl friggin' 90 pounds, but it's all about how many reps you're doing. So, how many reps are you doing with 90-pound dumbbells? I don't know. We'll have to ask Big Boa. How many curls are you doing? Hey, I don't know. Hey, I'm doing like, I don't know, 15 sets of 5 each, bro. Oh, yo. Hey, Andy. How's it going, bud? Only wish he had a pair of closed fists with bloody knuckles. I yeah, I can still imagine that these are closed, I guess closed fists. You know how we always had to imagine that trigger fingers were a fist for the longest time. That's kind of what I just go with here. But I know exactly what you mean. I do wish that we had that also. And especially for a character that only got what these 5 accessories and he got 12 accessories. I mean, come on now. It's like you don't give us the punching bag. You didn't give us at least some extra bloody fists or something like that. I think it would have been also cool to just give him bare fists with blood on them. That would have been even cooler to do. So I don't know. I think that would be pretty awesome. But there we go. He's checking out his workout. Hey yo, keep this down here. Oh, yeah, some curling, bro. Curling, feel the burn. There we go. He's really like leaning into that one. You know how you see them leaning into their workout. It's like, yeah. Hey yo, you making fun of me? Sorry. Anyway, there you go. He can also beat the crap out of somebody with beat the crap out of one of the Joes or whip these at one of the Joes if you wanted to. You could have him like this. He's kind of like one of those dude bro tryhards, you know? What I'm talking about, those keg standing dudes. Hey, how much do you even lift, bro? Like one of those guys. And then Quick Kick's like, I don't need to lift. I meditate. But, it's like when Bruce Lee would put the tens units. He would attach tens units to like his abdomen, and he would just go to sleep with tens units, friggin' just doing 10,000 crunches to his body while he's sleeping. I'm like, dude, I put a tens unit on that my girlfriend has, and I'm like, get this shit off me. I was like, get it off me right now. Oh man. Uh, but pretty cool though. Oh, and I'm sorry I did not show the friggin' nunchaku. But he can hold the nunchucks perfectly fine. They are very gummy, but they also even though they're gummy, they can you can really get them to be malleable a little bit more. They're not as bad as some of the turtles, like if you guys are turtle collectors at all, like sometimes you get a Ninja Turtles figure and the nunchucks just suck ass. They are just bad and they don't like they are just going one way and that's it. Like you can at least turn this and have him like looks like he's swinging it a certain way, something like that. I don't know, but still pretty cool nonetheless. I think it looks nice. You could have it twist it around and have them kind of hanging downward. That would make sense, something like that. Pow. There you go. But that is the nunchucks. But yeah, I like this. At least the accessories that we did get, I think, make sense for the character. And that's the important part, I think. Would it be nice to have more? Yes. But do at least the accessories make sense? Yes. And that, like I said, that's the important part there. As far as his articulation does go, his head can swivel to full 360 rotation if you need it to. You can snap his neck and kill him if you want to. His head can go up only about that far. Quick Kick actually gets better range of motion than he does, and he's got shorter hair, which is unfortunate. They need to get rid of these ball pegs. I don't like them. They don't get the range of motion that you need. Go back to the hinge joints and the ball pegged necks. Perfect symbiotic relationship right there. Hinge joint, ball joint. Perfect. Anyway. Head can't really look down either, even with the neck, the ball joint at the neck. The ball joint at the neck on him and him is excessively limited. The one that attaches to the neck, it barely even moves. I mean, this is like nothing, and that's mostly the neck moving. But he does have jive turkeys though. See, much better turkeys than him. So his head can tilt side to side, and that's still kind of limited to, a guy that's throwing punches is going to receive punches too. You want him to be able to be like take a punch like, oh. So arms can go up. We can T-pose like that. I like the spikies too on him. They're not like, with typical Hasbro stuff. Really quick, I know I'm kind of migrating a little bit away from articulation for a second, but I did want to point this out. Terry, what's going on, buddy? These are actually a little bit pointier than normal, which I actually do enjoy. I hate it when I get something that looks aggressive, but then you touch it and it's like this crappy, like super, like rubbery, movable thing. I don't know. I get it's for safety, but I'd rather it look aggressive and feel aggressive too. But anyway, arms can go down, full 360 rotation in the arm. The butterfly joints are just, I want to say it's a little bit better on Quick Kick. Both of these guys should really have, especially for being shirtless too, they should have the best range of motion out of anybody. And I'm even seeing other figures that I'm looking at right now. I'm looking at Wave 1 Duke, and he's got just as adequate butterfly joints here. This should be much more giving as far as range of motion goes. And for a guy that you really want to, when you're punching somebody, you're really getting this arm into this bicep, or into this pec, excuse me. The pec, the arm is really, and the bicep is moving into the pec. So you really want to get that range of motion inward to punch, where this arm, when you throw a punch, is kind of back and you're kind of leaning in and then looking at your target. But it's kind of difficult to do that. So you really kind of have to manipulate him via photo manipulation. You almost want to get him like up and then like this. Like that's a good punch right there. But still, it could be more. I just wish it was a little bit more. I would even sacrifice some sculpt here to get that arm in more. But it's not the end of the world. Like I said, that's another, I guess, pet peeve that I have with it. But you do have the bicep swivel right here on this arm. Same thing on the other side. He does have pinned joints because a lot of this upper torso is reused from Sergeant Slaughter. He does have double jointed elbows, swivel at the wrist. He does have lateral hinge joints on these hands and on the punching bag, the boxing gloves. Excuse me, God, I can't talk. He's a wrecking machine. That's right. I'm a wrecking machine. Hey, I'm a wrecking machine. I'm that kind of guy. From Philly. He does have an ab crunch. Goes back about that far. There's a little bit of gapping. Goes forward. He can swivel. And he can pivot a little bit too. You get a little bit of that pivot movement. Same thing as Quick Kick. And then we do have the drop down hips. He can do the splits. No problem. Like every other Joe figure. So really good range of motion there. I really like the smoothness and the texture of the legs too here. Quick Kick has a lot of like texturing going throughout the leg here. And it's not as smooth. But it's because it's supposed to be textured, Where this is like really nicely smooth. It's almost like a matte finish. Very nicely done. Upper thigh swivel, double jointed knee there. He does have a boot swivel, pointy toey, pointy heely, ankle pivot, 2 peg holes and a partridge in a pear tree. with Mr. Big Boa, and that is articulation, range of motion, all that fun jazz. You can still get them really into good, clean, nice, fluid fighting poses. So there's no issues there across the board with either guy. But just a hair more would really make these, I think, that much more enjoyable. Not that there's anything wrong with how they are. I just kind of, I guess maybe it's subjective. Wish that there was a bit more range of motion with guys that are fist fighters. You know, they're martial artists, both of them. So I don't know. That's just my take. Take it, leave it, do with it what you will. I'm going to put the boxing gloves back in there. But I do love that you can get him, like, let's say you could get him actually, which is another cool thing. You could actually get him into poses like he's putting on his boxing gloves, which is nice. And I know normally you would actually have someone else put your boxing gloves on for you. But, let's see if we can get him doing his own wrapping. There we go. Something like this, but it's close enough where I wish he could look down a little bit more. It's like he can't look down at his wrist. Just want him to look down at his wrist a little bit more. Just like that. Maybe I'll have to like crunch him in and then bring the arms up and he can do it like this now. Now it looks like he's he's doing something like I don't know, trying to look for the time or something. But it still looks good though. I think it's cool to be able to do stuff like this. I like the options are nice. And then let's get these back on here. There we are. I like them with the boxing gloves on. I think it just looks it's too iconic for the character, But there he is with the boxing gloves on and no helmet on. Pretty cool. And then with the helmet on, there you go. That much more menacing. And it fits Cobra so well. I almost feel like, Big Boa and friggin' I almost want to say Killer Croc. that would be quite the hangout right there. No, with Big Boa and Croc Master would be hanging out. The two guys with, almost, bigger dudes, have specialty positions in the company, and one's a trainer, one's another trainer. Both have menacing looking masks or helmets, and both are almost damn near shirtless. So I guess if you'd call this a shirt, I don't know if you could do that, but I feel like those two would be having a beer after a long day, or a drink, or I don't know. Maybe these guys are wine men. I don't know. I enjoy myself a nice cab here and there. If you are into cabs, by the way, may I suggest the Josh Harth, aged, I think it's 10 years? Very good. Very, very good. Switching over to my computer. Nice, man. Computer. Looks like he's flexing. Oh, yeah, he must have been talking about when I had him kind of messing with the weights and stuff. But yeah, it's cool that you can get stuff like this. It'd be cool if we got like I was saying last night, accessory packs with these guys. For these guys, like a bench press and stuff like that. I know Gridiron has stuff like that, but they're a little bit too pricey as far as like how much I really want to pay for a bench and some weights. Oh, you were watching on your phone. Gotcha, bud. No problem. Do what you gotta do, my bro. But yeah, I think it would be pretty cool to cater to some of these guys that wouldn't probably be on the battlefield as much. Probably, like, I don't know if they could do like a training diorama or something like that would be amazing. That would be so cool. And I know you've got other companies like, the the dios, the 3D dios or extreme sets and stuff like that that you can use, and that's a non-issue. But I just thought it would be pretty cool to get something that's actually like this, that's physically made out of actual plastic, not just cardboard, you know. But regardless, I do like both. Um, I do wish he came with more. I feel like he should have came with more. He came with a lot. I just wish he had a little bit better range of motion in the upper torso. Same thing with him. So, um, I like. I don't know which one. If I got to pick which one I would like out of the two, I think it's always because I wanted him or his figure as a kid that I never got him, that I like him a little bit more. And he's like the trainer for all of Cobra, which is pretty cool. Um, or at least one of them. I know there are others, but he's like the big guy. He's like the one, you know. So I would lean a little bit more towards Big Boa, but I mean Quick Kick is still pretty cool. I like him. I still do like him. Just wish you give my man a shirt and some shoes for the love of God. His feet are cold. He told me. I know he did. But all right, let's get them situated. I'll just get him kind of standing at attention here, or as much as I can. You know what Big Boa kind of always reminded me of? Like a villain from like Streets of Rage or something. Like a boss or something, like a one of the, or even like an end boss. Like he could be like one of the big bosses at the end. I think that's maybe that's why I like him so much, because it reminds me of something like that. Let's get this hand out of here, and we'll put in the fist hand. Oh, actually, you know what? He's kind of hungry. He told me, so he's gonna have a snack. Get him a little snack while we're doing. Oh, I got to switch his head now. Oop, I'm bumping the camera now. Good Lord. There we go. Now he said he was hungry. He's been training all day, so while we're doing the size comparisons, he can eat his chocolate bar. There we go. He's happy now. He's getting a little hangry. He told me. He was like, "Hey, you know, ODC, I'm getting a little hangry over here." All right, so let's move that in. Let's unplug this so it's not making the camera do weird shit. Let's drop down and get my eagle on. Drop down and get your eagle on, girl. Drop down and get your eagle on, girl. Drop down and get your eagle on. Fudge. Fudge bar. Fudgy! All right, so first we'll get a couple Valaverse figures in here. Or I'll just put a Valaverse figure in here. He's the Halo guy. My Halo guy. And then we'll put in one of my favorite Joes. He's really grown on me quite a bit. I'm still trying to find that kind of perfect rifle for him. Right now I have him fitted with this, but we'll bring in Mr. Parth Varma. And I did find his custom head. That I do have that. I don't know what I do have it. I know it's up here in a bag. I just had to move a bunch of stuff up here. But there's a size comparison with a Valaverse figure and another Joe right there. And I want to say Quick Kick is just a hair shorter than Parth. Just a hair. All right, next up, I'll bring in the Invisible Man. There you go. And then on this side, we'll do Indiana Jones. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I forgot to put the Invisible Man there. I thought he was in my hand because, you know, he's invisible. Huh? Good God. More subs were just lost. um, welcome to die. Yeah, right. Welcome to die. You're right. Exactly. A winner is you. You know that too. So I want to get a couple more of these Indiana Jones guys. But I want them on sale. I refuse to pay top dollar for those. Um, next up, this is another one of those like Marvel Legends that I just always liked when they released it, and no one ever talks about this figure, like ever. But I just love it. I think overall, especially with the extra head he came with, I freaking love this Weapon X figure. And I had to get another shirtless guy in here. I mean, come on. But he's so little. He's a teeny tiny little man. Um, you know what? I haven't brought him into this guy, this custom I had made by or this custom I had made. Oops. Bend that foot, move that leg. Still one of my favorite Star Wars characters, and I had this made by John Walker Customs. Dude is a awesome guy and does awesome work. There's my boy Boss. There you go. And that's a custom one. That is a much more accurate to what the the Clone Commando should look like. Not the version that Hasbro gave us. That is like an emaciated version. And also, he even did a little, yes, magnetic backpack. Awesome. Does great work. Check him out. Love this Weapon X. I love it. It's so good. And the claws are so good. These are some of the best claws that I've ever gotten. Those claws have always been this straight. I didn't have to do anything to those. And I've had this figure for forever. Well, Wolverine is 5'7" in the comics. I thought he was like 5'4" or something. I thought he's like shorter. Am I going to have to bust my cards out again, Andy? Are we going to have to do this again? I'm just messing with you. Next, I'll grab a NECA figure. I love this NECA figure. Oh my god, I had this figure as a kid. 5'3". There we go. I knew he was a little baby guy. You know, he's a little baby guy. That Wolverine. There's yeah. So I had him as a kid. I'd like to get that again. I'll bring in my another custom. This is another custom. This is a Cosmic Legion. My Cosmic Legion custom character. There you go. With that, that's how he lines up with a NECA figure and a Four Horsemen style character. And let's get him out of here. And then we'll bring in a McFarlane. One of my favorite looks for Robin of all time. Oh, I love this look for him. So good. So damn good. Oh boy. And Terminator fell over. Come on. Get off the ground, you son of a bitch. Come on, just stand. Thank you. And then we'll do a wrestling figure. With that wrestling. Ah! We'll do some hey yo. We got a oh dude, look. We got hey yo. And then we got hey yo. Hey yo. Hey yo. Hey yo. Hey yo. And that should be like a song or like a chant or something. This side says hey yo. And then this side says hey yo. Anyway, okay, I'm done now, I promise. Get to the chopper. Come on, do it! I'm right here. Anyway, there's Robin. God. I don't know he's trying to sleep right now. All right, next we'll do Toxic Crusaders. I'm really excited for the friggin' Toxic Crusaders video game, by the way. It kind of looks just like Shredder's Revenge, too, which is friggin' frackin' sick. I can't wait for that game to come out. And why not? We'll do, I gotta clean him up. He is just a friggin' mess. I gotta take his cape off before I even show him on camera, because his cape is just, well, okay, I'll just leave it on then. You're just gonna be a pain in my ass. All right. There we go. We'll do, why not? We'll do some silly shit here. There you go. Mr. Kill 'em Off. There you go. Vintage Kill 'em Off. For you. And I know I actually got a lot of people that liked this custom in the Sergeant Airborne video, so I'll bring them back for another cameo. Here is my custom Marauders Task Force 3 3/4 inch updated look for friggin' Sergeant Airborne. And I'm looking for more people. Okay, we'll bring him over here. And then here is a Mattel He-Man. I love that He-Man. It looks friggin' awesome. And then we'll go old school. Another one of my favorite characters. We'll get him out of here. Bye-bye, buddy. Got to go back to your Custom Joe shelf. Bring in Mr. Savage Dragon. Old school figure there. Old school. Skill. And then next, bring in some martial artists here. You ready? Get him out of here. We'll bring in... Oh, come on with your feet. Your fetuses aren't working. We're bringing a PR. Oh, not a Puerto Rican, a Power Ranger. Boy, your ankle is just... Oh, Lord. Oh, Hasbro ankles sometimes. I can't wait till they come back and fix some of this these older figures. I'm trying to look for a friend to compare him with. I know I'm just doing silly comparisons at this point that you're like not necessary to do, but there's a Diamond Select figure right there. Oh, he stubbed his toe really bad. Oh God, my foot. And then here's we'll get Blue out of here and bring in another Blue character. I actually shot this review and about 17 people watched it. Thank you to those 7 or 26 people that watched it, I think. Unfortunate circumstances with that review, apparently. And see, like, I like to do variety as far as reviews go, but like no one watches them. That's kind of the crux and the thing that you get pigeonholed doing as a toy tuber sometimes is like if you remotely go outside the box, people don't watch your shit. I think that should do it as far as size compare. I think you guys get the drift. He-Man versus Big Boa, aka Rocky 4, right? I love that. I love the Rocky series, man. It's so good. Oh, you know what? I'll do these. I'll do the Jada Toys. Do some more Jada Toys stuff. We'll bring in her. I still have not shipped my Ken Masters from Big Bad Toy Store. So waiting on to kind of ship my pile of loot. I'm waiting for some other stuff to drop that has not, like the Super 7, King Conan. I don't know what's going on with that. It keeps saying every other month that it's going to drop and then it doesn't. So I want that to drop so I can ship that to myself, but I don't think it's going to be released until summertime. I got a feeling. So, but anyway, I got some fun stuff in my Pal Loot. I'm sure I'll do like a Pal Loot unboxing. That's always fun to do with you guys. But I think that will bring this to a close. I've already gone over an hour. I didn't want to, but um like I said, I have some reservations with some of these. Uh I like them both. I still think that he's missing some accessories. Like I don't mean to regurgitate the same thing over and over again and beat it over anyone's head. But as cool as he is, I still feel like he's missing something. And we all know what that thing is. I don't want to harp on it. The figure itself does, for the most part, what it needs to do, other than I wish the upper torso had better range of motion in the butterfly joints. It's almost like these butterfly joints on both these figures are kind of moot. Oh, I did not bring in obligatory Duke. There's obligatory Duke. Sorry. I almost forgot. There you go. But yeah, like I said, when you see like Dukes, that's all you're getting with both of these guys, really, for the most part. I mean, you might get a little bit more, but it's not that much noticeable. And like I said, with guys that are two shirtless dudes, you should be able to, and especially are both martial artists, you should be able to really get like crazy range of motion on them. And like I said, I would sacrifice some sculpt to get that range of motion. But I really like posing fist fighters and martial artists and stuff like that. I like those are some of the funnest figures to pose because you can balance one off the other. You can really get them into cool, fun fighting stances and poses and stuff like that. Have fighting each other hand to hand. You know, it's great to point and shoot, but Quick Kick, I think he comes with a ton of stuff. Like they stuffed him to death. He's got a ton of stuff to kind of distract you from the shortcomings that he has here and there. As far as the waist down though goes on them, I think they're really well done. I don't have any issues with range of motion or anything like that with the lower portion of the torso. There's no issues there. Just a little bit in the arm movement, I would like a little bit more, but I'm still going to give them a 1 and a 2. Oh, you can't see it. There you go. There's a 2 thumbs up. I would still recommend them. There is some nostalgia here with Quick Kick, especially with the fudge bar or the friggin' the bar of chocolate, whatever you want to call it. This, like I said, I could have really done without this. This is kind of like like a wet fart. That thing. Other than that, I like I said, the hole in the bandolier for Quick Kick would have been nice, but I can do that myself. It would have helped with the efficiency of keeping the bandolier from moving, and I feel like it would help secure the backpack to the back a little bit easier. Other than that, these are nitpick gripes. I still think they're fun figures. You'll have fun with them. It's more the same from G.I. Joe Classifieds. I think they are still, this is still Hasbro's best line that they have going right now. I don't think anything else is really that close. And yeah, I'll continue to support this line because it's giving me good figures and I enjoy them and I have fun with them. And I have fun doing these reviews because of that. So, yeah, I don't think that's there's anything else really to say other than go pick them up, enjoy them. I think you'll like them, and I do. And if you already have them and you're still watching this and you're just coming along for the ride and having fun, cool. Awesome. Thank you for joining me. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend, what's left. And yeah, thank you to everybody who tuned in today. Andy, Terry Turner. I almost said Tay Turner. I almost called you Taylor Swift or some shit. Sorry. Terry Turner, Brian King. Thank you guys for being vocal. Andy, I don't know. I think I said your name yet. Andy. Be sure to check out Andy's channel. Also, he has a channel. He's been searching. He got street dated the other day, which sucks. But yeah, keep an eye on him. Keep an eye out for his videos. I can't talk. And yeah, be sure to do all that fun stuff. Leave a like. It takes 2 seconds to do. It helps the channel like you couldn't believe. If you're watching this on playback, please leave a comment. That helps exponentially. And be sure to also check out Strident's channel. And I always post a link to all of my other awesome people that I know in the description box below. So be sure to check out their channels as well. Scabcat and all the rest of the crew. But yeah, thank you to everybody for watching. For those of you that tuned in live, thank you yet again. Just want to emphasize that. And I hope you guys have a great day. Like I said, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Life is too short. Enjoy it. Have fun. I love you all. And I'll see you guys on the flip side.